I found out about these things called Latinas. They're like regular women, but so much better.
I'll jab you in the gums with my screwdriver.
We're back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It has
but
been a
we're
while.
committing this time. We're really doing Thunder
We're really
stuff
doing it this time.
Like a whole season.
Yeah, we're going to commit this time, and we've even got cameras.
Yes. Well, we're trying to have cameras. If you're listening, you're obviously not seeing us.
Yeah, but if you're listening,
watching,
that's still good. We still want you to listen.
Oh, it's only audio.
Yeah.
And then when we put this up, it's only video, no audio, right?
I mean, whatever.
I don't think that'll go over very well.
Probably
Anyways,
not.
Trying new things.
Yeah.
We've been very busy. Welcome back to Thunder Stuff. We're
Yes.
Nina and Josh, one half of the heavy metal band A Sound of Thunder, if you don't know. And we have just played our last show.
Our most recent show.
Our most
Don't say our
recent
last show.
The last show before we go into the studio to start our next album.
Yes. Yes, this is true.
It was a successful show. We played at Reclaim Arcade in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
We did 2 sets.
And somebody drove in from Columbus, Ohio to see us.
That was super cool.
7 hours.
That was super cool. 7 hours to see us. I think they win as a super fan.
Yes. So Alex drove in from Columbus.
Hell
and
yeah.
here's my question for you. He was super nice.
Yeah.
Once we found out that he came in from Columbus, I felt like we need to put an extra effort into making sure he had a good time and made a good memory.
Yeah.
And so we invited him to go to Cookout with us
Hell
after
yeah.
the show.
Which is the best, yeah.
And he got the full
Thunder experience.
The full mega dose of our personalities.
That's true.
Post gig when we're all hopped up on a good gig and our usual chat.
Yeah.
Do you think we terrified him? Do you think we scared him off?
No, we're fine. I don't think we did anything that bad. I mean, I wasn't even very drunk, so it's like...
I took a little video, and you're usually the loudest of all of us, so
Yeah.
you can very clearly hear what you're saying at
Of
the
course.
restaurant. And
Yes.
the snippet that stuck out was you're like, and then he found out about Latinas, and they're like women, but better?
Yeah, what was that show? I was watching a show. It was Family Guy, and Mark Twain went forward in time, and he discovered the internet, and he discovered porn, and he was like, I found out about these things called Latinas. They're like regular women, but so much better. And I thought that was great.
Well, I think they had a good time. I don't think we scared him off, but we took a risk for sure.
We did.
Taking him to Cookout.
It's always a risk letting people see the real you.
Yeah.
For you, maybe. Not for me. I don't consider it a risk. I consider it a challenge.
Well, it's not really a challenge because you're not doing anything different.
It depends on the environment we're coming from. Because we're coming from a gig environment, I can be super mega Nina. But if it's like a coworker, then I have to, coworker at the day job. I got to tone it down.
Well, Alex was a metal dude. He showed up in his patch vest.
Yeah,
and
he was super
bandana,
cool. So we could cut loose.
I assume we didn't scare him. We definitely didn't sugarcoat anything for him.
Nah, he was cool.
He got the full.
He got it.
Dose.
He got it.
And he got some Cookout. He's from Ohio.
Oh, and
They
he
don't
never
have
had
Cookout there.
the southern experience of Cookout.
If you all get into Cookout territory,
you got to go to
you
Cookout,
should eat
man.
Cookout. That's our post gig. One of our post gig go tos now.
Yeah, it is now. It wasn't before because before we didn't have a Cookout in Manassas, and we hardly ever went there.
It used to be on tour because they have it in the Carolinas.
Yeah. If we were on tour in the South, definitely. But up here, we would usually go to Denny's or a diner or something. But I'm on Team Cookout now.
So we had a great gig.
Yeah.
And it was also another gig with Sebastian on guitar. We've been playing with a second guitarist live.
Yes.
If you have heard any of our studio recordings, the guitars are always layered up. And I'm a Judas Priest and Iron Maiden fan, so a lot of this stuff is written for a 2-guitar setup. And we've never intentionally made it so you could play it with one guitar. It's always been we just do the records how we think sounds best on record, and then when we work up the live version, it's just different. It's a 1-guitar arrangement,
Which I always thought was dumb.
Yeah.
I always thought we needed a second guitarist.
Yeah,
or
but we never
player.
had anybody really available to us that I thought would fit in and be reliable. And
Yeah, but Sebastian's it. The only problem is he lives in Baltimore.
Yeah, he lives 3 hours away.
Not 3 hours. If it's
a bad traffic day.
If it's a bad traffic day, absolutely it's 3 hours. But if you drive here at 11 o'clock at night on a weekday, it's usually only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which is doable for me because I did it for an entire several months.
Unfortunately, we're not going to rehearse at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, well.
I don't think
Yeah, I know.
my lady would put up with that.
No, probably not.
But it's been great playing with another guitarist. And that will continue. Although after we come out of this recording, we'll have a new set list. So
the next recording is going to be you and Justin on a road trip.
So our drummer Justin and I hit the road in 2 weeks. We're leaving on Valentine's Day.
Oh, romantic.
So
Oh, the Valentine's Day road trip.
he does not do Valentine's Day ever with his wife. They reject it. They reject the consumerism of it, which is I'm fine. They just go and do something on any other day.
Yeah,
and my lady and I are kind of the same way. We don't usually do anything on Valentine's Day.
I will be in Pennsylvania at a vampire ball called the Undead of Winter, so I will not be around.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Justin and I hit the road. I'm just going with him basically for moral support and to film in the studio. And he's done one song already with us. He did Chainsaw Witch, the single. He did great. But this is going to be his first time doing a whole album.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. So I'm sure he will do great. And, Kevin, our producer, and I, we've been playing and working together for 15 years. So hopefully we don't overwhelm Justin.
I'm looking forward to the road trip footage, but I'm also looking forward to seeing what that brass drum kit looks like in Kevin's studio.
Yes. Yeah, bronze.
Bronze, sorry.
Yeah.
So Justin has a bronze drum kit. And
imported from the UK, custom made for him.
I don't know anything about drums, but I assume it sounds somehow different, so I'm excited to see it. I know it will be shiny.
Also don't know about drums, nor have I ever cared. As long as they go boom bap, boom boom bap, I'm happy.
I do care about
Part
drums.
of the reason we have Kevin producing this so that I don't have to care or learn about drum tones.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, when we run out of all money, we'll have to do a self-produced album, and then I'll have to try to learn about drum tones.
You
And
hear
we'll
that, folks? Please don't let us run out of
have
money. We can't let this happen.
Nope. And I'll have one other piece of news for you on that front. I had a conference call with Backer Kit today. So if you don't all know, we're a Kickstarter-funded band.
Yes.
So we've always done our records, at least after the first two. We put them up on Kickstarter and we let our fans back the project, and that funds the recording. So Backer Kit is the company that started as the pledge management, and they would handle the back end. And you have a ton of items like we do, because we've got multiple different vinyl variations and autographed and not autographed, the different sizes of all the T-shirts. All Backer Kit does that. Backer Kit started doing campaigns. And so you can bypass Kickstarter completely.
Oh.
And they have Patreon integration. We've been talking about launching our band Patreon. For most bands, or for most creators, they use Patreon to funnel people to their campaign, their project. Say, hey, Patreon backers, we got to make this new big project.
Yeah.
Whether it's a comic book or an album or a movie, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And so they get their pre-existing Patreon backers to help them make the project.
Okay.
But we can do it in reverse, because we need to launch a Patreon, as we have all these ongoing expenses for the band. We go, hey, if you want to get a special item that's only available for Patreon backers, you got to sign up for our Patreon before the campaign launches.
And we do have some special items that are going to go on the Patreon.
They'll get a discount, and when a Patreon backer logs into our campaign, they will see things that nobody else sees.
Ooh,
so it kind of worked out.
cool.
Yeah. So I think this is literally the first time you've heard about this, but I think we're going to make the move to Backer Kit from Kickstarter.
Cool.
So that was it.
Exciting.
All right, so metal news.
Metal news. We've got some metal news for you, folks.
Well, this one's not surprising. Brian May says he doesn't want to come back to the U.S. because it's too scary.
I mean,
and I can't really blame him.
Nope. I don't blame him at all. I keep seeing creators on like TikTok and YouTube, like from other parts of the world. They're like, yeah, I don't know if I want to go to the United States right now. It's quite scary. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Pete Silk from Iron Savior and Metal News was like, nope, I'm not going back.
Yeah, they pulled out of Prog Power, right?
Yeah, something in the US. They
something
were like,
about
we can't in good conscience come right now.
And
I don't blame them, man. Even if they just throw you in jail for like 24 hours, even just 5 hours, sometimes they're just grabbing people who have the correct paperwork and throwing them in their detention centers still extremely traumatic. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to get thrown in jail for any length of time. Mm-hmm. So I don't blame these folks at all for being like, USA? I'm sorry, not right now.
No way, USA.
You know, people are starting to hear about it in relation to the Winter Olympics, because there's so many people from other countries that are supposed to come here.
Yeah.
But I think that we as music fans and metal fans especially love a lot of international acts.
Yeah.
We are now starting to pay the price for what we have done as a country.
Yep.
So,
that's what we get.
Yeah. Funny because like they aren't stealing anybody's jobs. Like we're not like whose job is Brian May stealing? You know?
Yeah. I don't listen, they're not worried about Brian May.
No.
And I don't think I could get into the whole immigration thing.
It's not that kind of podcast.
It's not that kind of podcast.
We all can tell where we stand.
All I'm saying is half of this country used to be Mexico, and at this point, I think we should give it back.
Make America Mexico again.
Make America Mexico again. Listen, the only reason we got Texas is because a bunch of Americans decided to squat there and they wanted to continue owning slaves. And the Mexican government said no because slavery was illegal. And the Americans were like, but we want our slaves. So they went crying to the American government. The American government sent in the troops and they took over Mexico, and that's what the Alamo was. You know what? When they say remember the Alamo, I want you to remember that the Alamo was fought for the right for Americans to own slaves. So, yeah, fuck the Alamo, fuck Texas.
That's sounds like a good metal song.
Fuck the Alamo, fuck Texas.
Well, something about slaves.
Oh, okay. I could do that. Yeah.
Dio's got Egypt. The chains are on. You know.
Ooh.
We could do something about the Alamo.
Fun fact. Did you know that there were no Jewish slaves in Egypt?
And he wasn't talking about Jewish slaves.
He was just talking about slaves in general?
Yeah.
Okay, that also didn't happen because the people who built the pyramids were actually like farmers and stuff and paid laborers.
Okay, well, did Sauron really take over Middle Earth?
I would think so.
Okay, well, in Metal World,
there
were slaves in Egypt that had chains on them. And Dio sang about it, which is how you know it's true in Metal World.
I don't think that they would have had chains because the Egyptians were so stylish. They would have put them in like...
No, this is Metal World.
Metal World, okay.
You know why they had chains? Because it looks cooler in the painting.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So.
All right. Fair.
Anyways, let's see. Sharon Osbourne bringing Ozfest back. This doesn't surprise me. I don't have much to say about this one.
Me neither.
Other than... You know, if it gets people to go to metal shows and they're talking about, you know, booking new artists. Now, historically, I'm not a fan of the kind of metal bands they booked on Ozfest.
Mm-hmm. Same.
They always leaned into whatever was new and popular at the time.
Yeah, so it's going to be like Youngblood and I don't know who else is famous.
But a lot of young bands became like legacy band, like Slipknot started. Mm-hmm. They kind of made their name on Ozfest.
Yeah.
Slipknot, not my bag, but a lot of metal fans love them.
Sure.
So if they support metal, I'm cool with that.
And it is, yeah.
And if they do some sort of tribute to Ozzy, or maybe have everybody play an Ozzy cover, I'm cool with that.
I wonder how much she's going to roll out his corpse for the rest of her life. Like, I don't think she needs to. Like, everybody knows who Ozzy was. They know his legacy. I don't think she needs to continue.
She's not going to turn down money, but also, like, I would want, as long as it's curated well, I would want somebody to, like, keep doing a Sound of Thunder stuff after I'm gone. You know, after we're all gone.
Yeah.
Just do it well. If they could do a Sound of Thunder fest that would draw people after we're all dead and gone, would you not want them to do that?
Yeah, I guess so, but I'm dead, so I'm not going to get to enjoy it, so that sucks.
Yeah, but you know that if you knew they were going to roll out a Nina statue at the Sound of Thunder fest.
Obviously, yes.
Come on.
Yes, but it has to actually be me, like my bones.
Somehow your ashes are involved in this.
Yeah. Yeah, turn me into diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And Rush, obviously everybody knows Rush is touring again with a new drummer.
Who's a lady.
A lady drummer. Annika, I forget her last name. Annika Niles or something.
Yeah, something like that.
She's an amazing drummer.
Yeah, she's great.
But they said that maybe they would actually make new music with her.
And a lot of Rush fans are very upset.
They're going to freak out about that one.
They are going to freak the fuck out.
I think Neil is so important to Rush fans.
Yeah, like I can understand the idea that it's not Rush without Neil. So maybe get a new name. Kind of like Dio with Sabbath. they turn it into heaven and hell. That's cool.
Yeah, but it was also Black Sabbath with Dio. Like, if you think about going from the Ozzy era to the original Dio era.
Yeah.
Ozzy was the singer, and Geezer Butler wrote all the lyrics in the Ozzy era.
Yeah.
And then they bring Dio in, so Ozzy's gone. Geezer's still there, but Dio started writing the lyrics.
Right,
So
right.
that's a pretty close comparison to the Rush thing. And to me, like, sorry, that is also Black Sabbath. It's just a different Black Sabbath. But I don't think you need to rename the band.
I guess not. Like,
But they're at an age where you can't expect them to like put out their best stuff.
I don't know about that. It's Rush. Everything they put out is weird. So like, what's the gauge for best? I don't know. I don't know the best Rush song ever because it all sounds insane to me. So like,
well, I will say, Clockwork Angels was their last album. It's one of my favorite Rush albums.
Okay.
But they were in their 50s when they did that record.
Okay.
I think they're early 50s.
Okay.
So there is a limit. Like, there's these bands that keep making stuff forever, but they very rarely put out their best work late in their career.
Speaking of which,
and that's our segue. Listen,
Dave Mustaine.
everybody's talking about this Megadeth album, and listen, nobody appreciates shitting on their favorite artist. So
I unapologetically love Megadeth.
how big of a Megadeth fan are you? Would you say?
I am on a scale of 1 to 10. I would say that I'm like a 7. I'm not like the biggest Megadeth fan
Are
ever.
they your favorite Big Four band, or do you like Anthrax better?
Good question. I think it's like. It might be a cross between them and Anthrax because while I like Megadeth songs more, I love that Anthrax is all about like lefty lib bullshit, and I love that. So it's like both. I like them both.
Something about Anthrax I have a hard time getting into, but Megadeth is by far my favorite Big Four band.
Same.
The guitar is definitely the most exciting to me.
Yeah.
I like the lyrical approach. Like, Metallica's too serious for me most of the time.
Yes.
And Megadeth is fun.
So here's
a lot
the
of the
thing
times.
with Megadeth and the lyrics is like when I listen to their older songs and I hear Dave and he's like, yeah, this is how I talk, and this is how I'm gonna sing the song. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a guy in his 20s or 30s who's pissed off at the man. And then I heard this new album, and there's a song in it called I Don't Care. And oh boy, how old is he? Is he in his 60s?
He's in his 60s.
And he's like, I don't care what you think. I do whatever I want.
I have a theory that I think this album is an intentional retrospective of all the stuff that they're known for. That he was like, I'm gonna do this kind of like punky, mad at the world vibe song, and that was part of their...
I don't hate the album. I don't think it's a bad album. I just don't remember any of the songs except that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's okay. What I love the most about this album, though, the album cover.
Oh yeah, it's a great album cover.
I love the album cover.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of album covers that have one dominant color. So I really like the white cover.
Yeah.
Vic Rattlehead in the white suit is super cool.
I
was excited for this album, and I do like some of their later stuff, like their second to last album, Dystopia, was really good. That was the one they won a Grammy for. That was the last one with David Ellefson, the original bassist. And then you and I listened to The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead. That was the last one that came out a few years ago. And that one, the material wasn't as good, but it still had a lot of energy.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like the material is not very good, and now the energy is not really there.
I don't know. Like, it had a lot of energy. Like, I'd listen to this album at the gym. It didn't give me anything to remember it by, I guess, except for I Don't Care.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Well, there's a lot more mid-tempo and less fast songs on this one.
Okay.
And then Dave's voice has really like declined. He doesn't have he had a lot more range before. He's never been the greatest singer, but I've always actually liked his vocals.
I always thought that he kind of talk sings, so like his range never bothered me very much.
But I don't feel like he's putting as much oomph into it.
Yeah, I'm like
it doesn't matter if you don't have a great voice as long as you're putting energy into it.
Yes.
And you're pushing and trying to do a good vocal
Yeah,
performance.
I'm not listening to Megadeth for good vocals either.
So, but it makes a big difference in how the song hits.
Yeah.
Like one of my notes that I had on multiple songs on this record record was like, oh, I like this chorus, but it just doesn't elevate.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the energy comes up and it becomes a powerful chorus.
Yeah.
And part of that is like Dave's vocals just kind of where they should go up a third or something, a fifth or something. He just like is kind of leaving it in the same territory.
Yes. It doesn't move very much. I will agree with that.
Yeah. The other big thing for me is, Megadeth was always known for bass, the bass guitar. And I was almost done with the entire album, and then I made a note that I had no notes about the bass guitar. It's just like missing.
Huh.
It doesn't stick out at any point. There's one spot on I Don't Care where like the bass just chugs on one note while there's some space in the guitars.
Yeah.
But Megadeth was always known for like interesting moving bass lines. Like Peace Sells, but Who's Buying?
Oh, that's true.
Has that super recognizable bass line,
Yeah.
but all their other stuff, all throughout the years, there will always be interesting bass. So for me, that's a major element missing that makes this like not a great Megadeth album.
Wow. You don't know what you have until you lose it, especially when it comes to the bass. Like you don't think about the bass, but then when there's no bass, you're like, something's missing. Maybe
You
it's a
would think
sandwich.
about, I mean, if it's Iron Maiden
Yeah.
and Steve Harris is not there, it's not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to sound like Iron Maiden
Yeah.
or Rush without Geddy.
Yeah.
David Ellefson is a fantastic bass player, but so is the guy. James Lamento is the bassist.
Is David Ellefson the one that was jacking it to some girl
Yes.
on the camera? Okay.
Yes.
I mean, she was of age.
At the time, yeah. Supposedly they met when she was underage. It was sketchy, but she went out of her way to tell people publicly that it was never against her will. She was
Yeah.
always into it, and she was of age when
Come
anything.
on, guys. People are jacking it on the internet all the time. Leave the man alone.
I mean, to me, it's kind of sad that like.
Is it sad?
Obviously, he made like bad decisions.
You
but
know
to
what
me,
makes me happy? That a girl of that age, like a young woman, would like Megadeth so much that she'd be on a call to their bass player jerking it. That makes me happy. That's like, the kids are going to be all right. Kids are going to be all right.
I mean, I don't know.
Like when I
man.
was in my 20s, would I have been on a camera chat with, who's old? With Dio?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, once you were old enough to know about him.
Yeah. Like if I was 19 or 20, would I have been into that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would have been like totally consensual. And that's how, like, that chick is probably super cool.
Well,
She was like, yeah, I saw
I don't know if
bass
that's
player from Megadeth jacking it to me.
I don't know if that's the reason he's not in Megadeth anymore, but it was definitely the excuse that they used
Yeah, it
to
was
get rid of
it was a
him.
good excuse.
I think-
And like now Dave Mustaine is going on these he's going on these interviews talking about how
Have you
like
noticed in the interviews that I watched the Eddie Trunk interview and he was clearly rolling probably a joint. It could have been rolling his own cigarettes, but he was definitely like
I mean, that's fine.
he sounded like pretty stoned.
Yeah, no, I mean
So-
that's fine. But what's sad is that he's like he's talking about how he doesn't hire his friends. Like, I don't work with my friends because when you gotta fire someone, then they're not your friend anymore. And it's like that's kind of sad.
Well, I mean, we've made trade-offs in the band to like
Yeah.
keep the friendship together.
Yeah,
You know, we were never really able to go on tour.
yeah.
But I think it was worth it. I mean,
I do
you know,
too.
Maybe there's an alternate reality where we all ended up in different bands and some of us would have gotten to tour. But
Yeah,
feel
that's
pretty-
what would have happened if I had auditioned for that Dragon Force vocalist back when they were auditioning for vocalists. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
Maybe I could have gone and been like the second guitarist in Accept or something. You know, like
That would have been
I don't think
cool.
but I don't think I would be like a name that anybody knows. You'd be like, look, there's Josh, the guy standing behind Wolf Hoffman.
Speaking of names that nobody knows, and the guy that stands behind Wolf Hoffman, that guitarist is actually coming out with a
Yeah, so
with a
he's putting out
solo
a solo album.
which is funny because I also don't remember his name.
I can't remember
He's
his
the
name
guy that
either.
stands behind Wolf Hoffman, literally. So
Yeah,
that could have been you.
I know, but I wouldn't have been the first. I would be like the fifth guy that stood
Yeah.
behind
Oh,
Wolf
that would
Hoffman.
have been cool though. You
Yeah.
could have been doing the. Dun, dun, dun,
I don't know. I'm not tall and thin and German enough for that, probably.
You're
well,
pretty
Schwartz
thin.
is pretty Germany.
You're pretty thin, and
Yeah.
Schwartz is literally German.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you would
So
have been
maybe.
fine. Yeah.
So anyway, This was not the Megadeth album I wanted.
No, but...
There's a lot of stuff. I know you don't know their catalog that well. A lot of it reminded me of Euthanasia. Everybody loves Timu. The guitarist is the guitarist from Winter Sun.
Love that.
The lead guitarist.
Love
and
that.
He is a badass, but to me, it sounds like he's doing a Marty Friedman impersonation on a lot of the record.
You know what I'll say? It's not the Megadeth album we wanted, but it's the one that we deserved.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why did we not deserve a good Megadeth album?
Because we've been talking shit about Megadeth for so long that if they had come out and shocked us with a really good one, that's not fair. That's not fair.
You don't think?
We don't deserve a good Megadeth album for all the shit we've been talking.
Well, I think when they put out Dystopia, like that was pretty late in their career, and I think that their legacy will stand tall as they had good albums all throughout their career. It's unfortunate that the last one is not that strong.
Dave Mustaine says that he might continue.
Do a solo album. I watched a video popped up today. It was David Ellefson's review of the new Megadeth album.
Oh.
And he was pretty politically correct about it. Like he didn't throw him under the bus.
That's good.
He said they wish they hadn't Pro Tooled the drummer as much because they have one of the best drummers in the world, Dirk Verbeuren, and he said take him off the grid, don't Pro Tool him as much, which I agree with. The production is pretty like standard modern metal, very rigid.
Okay, so here's my question. Does the rest of Megadeth have writing credits on the album, or is it mostly Dave?
It's always mostly Dave.
Okay, so what's the difference between Megadeth and a solo album at this point?
Probably the expectation of style. Like this album, you cannot listen to this album if you know their catalog. You can't listen to this album and think like Dave is pushing himself to express himself creatively in new ways that resonate with his... Do
you think he's going to do that on his solo album?
I think so. I think he's got like a classic rocker inside him that he's flirted with over the years. And
I don't want that.
Every time he does it, that's the reaction. He does a Super Collider that sounds like... like they did a cover of Never Say Die by Black Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
And that's like a major key, one of Black Sabbath's most poppy songs. But I think that tells you a lot about him, about Dave and what he likes. And as he became an older man, they started doing more commercial music like that.
Ugh.
And I like it, but the fans didn't, because the band is called Megadeth.
Yeah, I don't want to hear poppy bullshit. I don't want to hear fucking major chords. I want angry.
Right. And I feel like that's what he's giving the fans. But to me, it doesn't sound like his heart was in it on this record.
Well, why would his heart be in it? He's rich now. He's doing interviews and rolling blunts. Like, he has nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't care that people talk shit about you? Of course you don't care. You're rich, and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. I mean, if somebody was going to still have a chip on their shoulder at this age, it would be Dave Mustaine.
I guess, yeah, but that's just because it's his personality.
But also,
not because he's actually suffering.
If he's a huge weed head now, then I can't imagine he's that upset. And
right.
That might be why the album's not very fast.
Yeah, maybe he's just super chill now.
So... there was one really weird thing about this album, which is as their last album, the last original song is called The Last Note, I believe, is basically like the farewell to the fans.
Right.
And was clearly written to be the last song on the last album. But then they put a Metallica cover after it.
Just to remind you guys... was in Metallica.
It seems like a really odd choice to me, especially having written that other song, which is clearly supposed to be the end.
Yeah.
And then they put this cover, and it wasn't what everybody expected, because Mustaine, he played thrashier and more technical, more precise than Metallica. He was the one that kind of introduced those elements.
Yeah.
And so he, having written parts of that song... everyone expected that he was going to do his version.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
No.
He just covered the Metallica version straight up.
I don't understand the point.
So my take on it is that he's trying to wrap up his legacy. And he does the Megadeth album that touches on all eras of Megadeth, because there's throwback stuff. Let There Be Shred musically.
Yeah, I liked Let There Be Shred, now that I think about it. I like that one.
That one, like the structure of it, the rhythm guitars and stuff, reminds me of like early thrash and new wave of British heavy metal. So I think that was like the early age of thrash that they're touching on. A lot of stuff that covered the kind of Marty Friedman 90s era stuff, which was a little more mid-tempo and melodic. None of it as strong as the original songs to me. There's a lot of parts on this record that I feel like I've heard before. And then only a few fast thrashy ones, but that kind of covers the thrashy stuff. So I think they tried to encompass their entire legacy wrap it up with this song that is about, ending his career. And then as the little postscript on it, he goes, by the way, don't forget, my legacy also includes creating Metallica.
Oh my God. I don't think he needed to do that.
I think it's weird. Like, if anything, you put it out as a single.
Yeah, a single or like a bonus.
Right, but if you're trying to listen to an album that's of a piece.
Yes.
You would want that album to end with the last note.
I remember listening to it yesterday, and I was listening to it on YouTube.
But were you bored?
No. I was working.
So you weren't like actively listening?
I wasn't actively listening, but when I work, I love listening to metal. And so this was like a perfect opportunity for me to listen to it while I'm making a metal flyer. So I'm working on the flyer, and I listen to it, and I'm like enjoying it, blah, blah, blah. And then it gets to the Metallica song at the end, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is that, why is that there? Why is that the last song? It just threw me off on the whole thing.
It's a weird choice.
Yeah.
It's a super weird choice. But I think that's my best guess is that it's, hey guys, I'm out, but don't forget, I have this awesome legacy with Megadeth.
And by the way, I'm not actually out. I'm just out with Megadeth.
Right. And I also did Metallica.
And I also did Man.
Yeah. What
a goofball.
I don't know if you could say like where Metallica would have gotten if Dave Mustaine hadn't been there. Because he was definitely the better guitarist and was pushing him to play faster and stuff. So I'm like I said, I'm a big Megadeth fan. They're my favorite band of the big four. I do have all their albums.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed with this one. Mm-hmm. But it's not a bad album.
Exactly.
It's just kind of...
It's just there.
They give you what you expect.
Yeah.
It's just not the best versions of any of the styles of Megadeth music that they touch on here.
Exactly.
But it's not embarrassing.
No.
It's just like,
yeah.
It's all right.
It happened.
Again, the cover art.
I do love the cover art.
I would put that up.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love that cover
art.
It
is a good piece.
Did you watch any of the music videos?
I did not.
Okay, I watched all 3 music videos, and it's like they totally sum up like all of metal, because the first one, Dave's like in a creepy jail, and there's chains and bugs and blood, and he's acting crazy, like in the Sweating Bullets video. He just acts insane.
Yes.
And then that was Tipping Point, and then they did the video for I Don't Care, which is skater kids drinking beer and smashing beer bottles and stuff. And
Rebellion.
And the third one, Let There Be Shred, is amazing because it's like a mixed martial arts fight scene, and Vic Rattlehead is the referee, and he has like dancing girls in bikinis around him. Dave's in his karate gi, and there's all these different kinds. There's a ninja fights a wrestler.
That's fun.
A ninja fights a wrestler.
That's fun.
And
That's
then,
fun.
because it's Dave's band, Dave in his karate gi gets to defeat the winner.
Of course. Of course. You know what? This is why I love him, because he does things that I would do, but in his way.
Yeah.
Like, I would do that, but in my way. And I love that he gets to do that.
Actually, it's weird. They're kind of a similar band as far as their mix of stuff, because like I said, Metallica, I love some Metallica music, but in general, like they're a little too serious for me.
Yeah, same.
Megadeth has really serious music. Like Countdown to Extinction is a serious song. There's nothing goofy about that.
Yeah,
but
also
then they'll do
Peace Sells.
Yeah, but then they'll do a Sweating Bullets.
Yeah.
Or, Let There Be Shred.
That's what and I appreciate that
and they
a
can
lot.
have fun.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, the best of the big four. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a couple of years to see them live. I know you haven't seen them live before, right?
I really want to see that show in New Jersey with them and other big four. Anthrax.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that show. It's them, Iron Maiden, and Anthrax.
That's right. They're opening for Iron Maiden. I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, I want it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Well, that's the Megadeth album. The album called Megadeth.
It was.
I guess it's cool they saved the self-titled for their final
that's true.
record.
And it sure was a Megadeth album.
Yep.
Sure was.
So, well, we covered what's up with us already, and I guess we're going to start working on notes for our next episode.
I guess we got to start working on it.
We got to keep them up.
Yep,
so.
We're going to try and do these once a week, which means Josh has to edit these videos.
That's right, and we're going to try and do another one this week so we get ahead for when you flake out on me, and we have one in the can.
It's going to happen.
Do you remember how these end, and are you willing to do it on camera?
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Yeah?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Once minuscule crawl from the ranks of slime.
I don't remember how we ended after that.
I think we say like bye.
That's the thing. We did.
Bye.
Are you?